firstly, just a reminder that we've got a seminar coming up this, not tomorrow, but a week tomorrow with Abby O'Toole. Again, like I said, definitely one of the up and comers, black belt international medalist, always competing in the pans, always competing in the worlds, and doing well, and she's getting better and better. So definitely one to watch for the future. I'm a big fan of hers, and just like to come down and show you support, it's great. It's her first seminar that she's ever actually teaching. So it'd be really good to have the support. So if you guys can come down, it'll be the 4th of May, Star Wars Day, which is a week tomorrow. It's £20 each, plus a food donation for the food bank. So we'll do like a good food drive. Hopefully we'll get some good amount of food in for the food bank, and it'll be all good.
Is it ghee or no ghee?
Big ghee. Well, I hope it's ghee. I'll confirm that, but I'm pretty sure it'll be ghee. Okay, so we're gonna continue on with. We spoke about this last Monday about this concept, this idea of alignment. Okay, alignment being getting your body in the best possible position to be able to achieve a goal or a task. Okay, it constructs of 3 main principles, which is base, posture, and structure. Okay, and we went through in that a little bit more detail on Monday, and we'll try and sort of circle back to this a little bit. Okay, but we're going to start with just this idea of base, structure, and posture. Okay, base, we were saying is this idea of having a stable surface to be able to absorb and generate force. Okay, so I've got Chris here. I'm on my back, and he's in side control. Let's say chest to chest like this. Okay, I do have good base because my base is wide on the floor, okay, but it's not that great at generating force, so it's not the best alignment. Okay, so if I'm on my side here, I've got my shoulder on the floor, I've still got pretty good base. Yeah, you can still put weight on me here, but I'm in a better position, my alignment is in a better position to be able to generate force to get away from it. Okay, we talked about structure. We're using frames, so using our arms as structure to be able to keep space between us. And we also talked about posture being the alignment of your spine and how you can use that to generate what you want to do. Okay, so what we're going to do is this: we're just going to look at all these sort of things in the idea of pinning again. Okay, so if I'm here and I've allowed him chest to chest and we're here flat, and he's also put pressure on my face, twisting my legs away, yeah. He's twisted my spine, rotated my spine. Okay, my back is flat, and if I've got no arms either, and he's got chest to chest, I'm in really poor alignment to be able to escape. Yeah, really poor. But if I'm able to turn and face him with my frames in or a frame on top of here to keep distance away, I might have a lot better alignment. Okay, what we did say is if we have base, posture, and structure, the more we have, the better we are. Okay, so if we've got 1, it's okay. If we've got 2, it's better, and if we've got 3, it's the best. Yeah. Okay, so what we're looking to try and do is get to this good alignment here, where I'm on my side, shoulder in, like this. Okay, so what we're going to do for the first game, we're just going to do this. One person on the top is going to go chest to chest. Okay, so we're here. What I'm looking to do is I'm looking to try and get to good alignment and create space between our hips and keep that space. Okay. Okay. So I'm here. I'm looking from this position here to try and create good alignment by turning onto my side and getting my structure, getting my posture right, and trying to create space between our hips of at least 2-3 feet. Okay. The job of the person on top is to try and get chest to back. Okay. Just try and get your chest on my back. Okay. Cool.
Starting with
arms or no? So start with you can start with frames, but not have them wide so they've got chest. Yeah, so you can still have frames in, still have arms here. Yeah, but I allow them chest to chest. Yeah, doesn't have to be like this. You don't have to fight for your arms back and have your arms in this position. Even though your arms are in this position, this goes back to this idea of alignment. I have my arms in, but there's no structure there. Yeah, I've got no structure. Yeah, because I'm still allowing this chest to chest, this sandwiching thing. But if I'm using thread, if I'm keeping my arms in, having that 90-degree angle, now I've got better alignment. Okay, cool. Okay, play around with that one too. I'll continue. Okay, so yeah, like you were saying there, their weight is over the top of you. There is that that option for momentum and center of gravity to be able to roll them over, but that also means that your alignment may have to change. So even though you've said I had to go flat on my back, doesn't necessarily mean you have bad alignment at that point, because at that point that alignment may work for you. You know what I mean? So this is the thing. We're working on the idea of concepts. These are not strict rules. These are ideas which you can play with, which have characteristics which you can then use in different things. Yeah. Cool. So what was it? Yeah, that was the other thing. So this idea of base posture and structure. Yeah. With structure, and we were talking about this, it's not only your arms, it's your legs. Well, the idea of structure is using your limbs in an efficient way to be able to achieve a task. Yeah. What I mean by that is that what we want to try and avoid using is muscle. We want to try and use bone more than muscle. So if I've got Joe, for example, here, we're going to any limb. If we're using any limb, this could be here, and this could be here. These are both frames, yeah, or joint in. If I can use knee to elbow connection, which is another principle in itself, I can allow for this, then I've also got a pretty good alignment here. Okay, so again, it's just things to think about, right? But in both instances, I'm using only muscle. If I'm trying to push them away, or trying to keep them away with my arms, just using my biceps, my triceps, my deltoids, I'm trying here, I'm going to tire a lot more than if I'm just with a good frame, yeah, good frame structure. Yeah. Okay. So, anyone else got something to say?
Yeah, I found when their weight was distributed too far over the body, like they put too much say shoulder pressure on it. I found rather than frame from there, it gave me the opportunity to under and scoot out that way.
But your alignment, your posture would have changed, right?
Yeah.
So once you've come under here, even if they're here, they're turning away, you may end up going around this way. So even though you're essentially giving your back slightly, you may be able to change your posture slightly so you can create a different base on that.
It was more so
Or coming
still turning into them.
Okay.
As far under the hook.
That's great. So also then what we can do is we can break that down a little bit more. If you're coming into the person, you're regaining good posture by turning in, yeah. But also you're using the momentum of her weight moving forward to create space to turn in. So that's all really good as well. So this is why we're talking about this in concepts, just because we can take things and we can troubleshoot things, and that's the point of this. It's not to sound super smart, because I don't. All right, it's to be able to give good feedback and to be able to troubleshoot if you've got a problem. Yeah, oh, this didn't work. Maybe we need to look at this side. Okay, let's explore a little bit further. All right. So this time we're going to start with the frames in. Yeah, like good frames. So you've got good structure. Yeah, you can start in in good alignment. Let's give me some good alignment in this site control position. Okay, so if we've got this, okay, we've got good structure, yeah, a good base and good posture. Yeah, so I'm pretty good in here, right? The goal for me is just to try and keep my hips at least 2 foot away from the person. Yeah, so I'm able to get these back in. I don't want you to get your primary frames, these frames, your legs back in. Yeah, just yet. I just want you to focus on keeping distance away from the person with your hips. Okay. Person on top, you've just got to try and close that distance and get chest to chest, okay? However, you are not allowed to use a wedge, okay? So what do we mean by a wedge? A wedge is exactly how it is when we look at a door wedge, yeah? It's just like something that's big one side close to the other, so we can use it to either open something up or we can use it to stop someone moving. So if I put my knee and elbow here, yeah, I've got a wedge. If I put my knee and elbow here, and you try to move your hips, it makes it a lot more difficult. Okay, so we use it like that, like a doorstop, like a wedge, or just go to Pat Turtle for me. I can use a wedge. I can use a wedge like a crowbar, yeah? Like I can use a wedge to put my knee in to start separating things. Okay? So, that's the idea of wedge. You're not allowed to use it. So I've explained it, don't use it. All right? So you're going to try and close that distance, but I don't want you to wedge the hips at all for now. I want you to explore, trying to keep that 2 to 3 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot. It's a bit of a stretch, isn't it? 2 foot. 2 foot gap away from the person. All right, let's give it a go. 1, 2, 3. side.
Rolling around on his I don't wear any, so
Yeah.
How was that, everyone?
frustrating.
Frustrating because you weren't allowed to use wedges?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good though, because I never really spoke about wedges, and then when I start speaking about wedges, everyone knows, oh, I do that, which is interesting. We just, right, and it all goes back to this idea of alignment. That drill isn't really for the person on top, as you could probably tell. It was for the person on the bottom to try and promote, trying to use your hips to create space. Yeah. So don't worry about it. It's not, if you found it difficult on top, it's supposed to be that way. Okay. Everyone cool with that? Okay. Again, the interesting thing that we keep talking about is that we are constantly trying to get back to good alignment before we're able to do what we want to do. What we wanted to do in this position was to try and create space between the hips, that 2 foot space. We started with frames in, or we even started in pretty good alignment, to be fair. Yeah. But even if we got flattened, we ended up having to sort our alignment out before we could do anything. So it's a good principle there to think about, is when it comes to alignment, think about aligning your body first. So getting everything in-house sorted first. Then you can work on breaking down your opponent's alignment. Okay, so we can then start, once we feel like we're in a good enough position, we've got good base, good posture, good structure, good everything, good, the 3 factors are all great. Okay, we can now start looking at breaking down their posture. We can start breaking them out. Even if we're on the bottom in a guard, we can look, try and break their hips or turn their hips, take away their frames. Yeah, but we need to get our alignment sorted first before we start attacking theirs. Okay, which you guys are all doing naturally. And I think that's just a general thing that we do, but we don't articulate it. Okay. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit easy and hard out stuff, and just to finish up with. Yeah. That's the time. Okay. All right. Okay. So, we're going to start with standing, moving around. Okay. I'm going to try and attempt a takedown. Okay. We're going to have one person who's going to go for the takedown. The other person is not defending at the moment. Okay. So what's going to happen is I'm going to go here and I'm going to get a takedown. He's going to allow the takedown. Okay. The goal for me as the person on top is to try and get to a pinning position, yeah, and hold for 4 seconds. Yeah, 4 seconds. And person on the bottom, I want you to try and get back to a guarded position. Yeah, a guarded position. But I want you to try and have your attention, or like place attention on having good alignment, base, posture, structure. Yeah. Cool. Just have that little bit of attention in it. Yeah. All right. Let's play around with that then. So you're allowing the takedown. And then person on top, you're trying to pin. Person on the bottom, you're trying to get back to a guard. Okay. Person on the bottom. Both parties focus on alignment. Yeah. Just attention to alignment. All right. Beautiful. Did you guys sort of pick up on alignment stuff, or pick up on where problems were, or?
Yeah, my big one is if I put somebody down facing them, I'm all right if I go behind somebody and take them down.
Yeah.
To their back. But if I'm facing somebody, I've got to work better on them coming around.
Or get past those frames.
Yeah,
Take past the structure.
Yeah.
And you were saying the same thing, Rachel. You were saying I need to try and get a throw or a takedown where I land side on,
Yeah.
mount,
Yeah.
rather than something I can take down where the person give their frame.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's fair. That's fair. That's good. That's a good thing to think about. Or you're gonna have to clear those frames straight away. Yeah. So you need to work on that line straight away.
Yeah.
But everyone was doing the same thing. Everyone was doing a great job of trying to turn back in. Yeah, turn back in and trying to get their alignment right. Trying to get posture, space, and structure. Excellent. Okay, we're gonna move on a little bit now. We're gonna try and look at a little bit of guard stuff. We're gonna kind of move to this idea of momentum and the center of gravity. Okay, momentum is the force of an object when it's moving. Yeah, simple terms. And your center of gravity is normally your trunk. Yeah, so your core. That's your center of gravity. Okay. And what we want to try and look at is how these two are interconnected and how we can use this to unbalance people. Okay. Okay, so very simple game to start with. We're going to try and explore this concept a little bit more. Chris. You're going to sign a card. You got a dot. You're going to place about 2 feet away from their heads, right? The goal of the person on top, is to try from this position to try and touch the dot. So what I want you to do is lean and touch the dot. The person on the bottom, I want you to try and get on top of the other person, sweep or get on top of the other person any way you want, okay? But the goal, like I say, for the person here is to try and touch that dot. Okay? You touch it, reset, start again. Okay? Cool. You good?
And the person on the bottom is
Try to get on top. Sweep and try and get on top.
Mhm.
All right, let's give that a go. Keep changing. So we'll do 5 minutes. Keep changing. All right.
No.
I was like, great.
It's not bad doing the wrong thing from top.
You're doing the wrong thing.
Yeah, so reach yourself up.
Yeah. So you feel like you're doing the wrong thing, you're reaching far. That's the idea of it, right? Did you guys find that when even if you were touching the dot, you still get swept?
Yes.
Yeah, the same. Where you in the other balance
Bad position, whatever way.
Either
Like,
way.
if I did get to the dot, I was in a bad position.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I didn't get to watch much, but I think that as long as you're able to get under their hips, lift them, that's the idea of it. Which I heard you were doing a little bit, which is just getting that idea, yeah. And you guys, we were doing a similar sort of thing. I was like, what you find is, as I'm, so like, as I'm coming forward. So like, here's the center of gravity of a person with a forward motion. If I'm able to get under that center of gravity and add force to that center, that will then get them off balance. As they go off balance, you can then use that to scramble up. And that's kind of the idea of it. Is I'm trying to overreach. Like you're saying, it feels weird when you're on top, you're doing the wrong thing. You feel like I'm overreaching, but by doing that, your center of gravity is moving forward in momentum, and you're able to then use that momentum to be able to do something. Cool? Okay. We're going to flip this a little bit. Okay. This time, we're going to start seated, the person standing in front. Okay. You can have any connection you want to the legs. We'll have the legs in, one leg, one ankle. Okay. You can have X guard, single leg X. Whatever guard you want, you can have, okay? Just not closed for now, okay? Your goal is to try and get to that dot. Okay? Right? So you've got to try and get to that dot. I've got to try and make you sit and get on top of you. Okay? Okay. Good. Okay, so I want you to try and walk backwards and try and move yourself backwards to get that dot. So you're going to have that kind of reverse momentum going. And I want to see how you guys can capitalize on that to try and use to off base their center of gravity in order to get to the person. Cool?
Okay.
Crawling away on your hands and knees. All right.
Yeah.
Well, if the person's on top of you, you're lost. So maybe not the best option. Okay, everyone good?
Yeah.
Give that a go. 1, 2, 3.
one build?
Yeah, we've got the so it's a bit of fun, but like the idea of it is that, like I said, it's the other person on top, their momentum is now going backwards because you're trying to get away to try and fuck that dot, yeah. So as that momentum is going back, you now can start to try and take away a base or try and take away some sort of structure. Again, you're now trying to ruin the other person's alignment to be able to better yours, yeah, by getting on top. Your success was good. Well done. Great work. Okay, we're going to flip this back to the last.
Not above my head. We're going to try and touch, but this time we're going to start. So where we started last time, we started quite open here. Now we're going to start and say X guard. Yeah, let's make it fair. So if you step back to that leg on the leg here, so we're going to start with X guard. Yeah, single leg X. Yeah, however way you want to start, you can start down here if you want. Yeah, whatever guard you want to play around with, start with that. Okay, you've got to try and touch that dot, and I've got to try and sweep and get on top. Okay, but you're going to start with quote unquote an established guard. Yeah, single leg X guard, either these three that just we've been working on over the last few weeks, so could be pretty fresh, but butterfly. Start with butterfly if you want. Yeah, same. Right? Cool. Keep flip flopping. 5 minutes around. 5 minute round again. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
momentum. That's if I can. That's
Yeah, so that's good, right? Like
Yeah.
you're saying there, if you can feel where their momentum's going and their center of, if you can get under that center of gravity
yeah.
as their momentum's going that way, you can take advantage of it. And that's kind of the idea of all the things that we've done is we are, giving false momentum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas normally we won't be necessarily diving for a dot. Right, the person's going to be trying to keep their alignment strong and based and everything, posture, base, structure, everything in place before they're doing what they're doing. However, a lot of the time when momentum does happen is when someone's trying to pass your guard, they're trying to move around your legs. If they're trying to come up high or reach for something, their momentum starts to shift. Yeah, and their center of gravity starts to shift. And that is the point of when you're looking to try and off balance the person to sweep them. Yeah. So it's just giving that idea of it, that feel. Yeah. Okay. We'll do one more thing and then we'll do a couple of light rounds after. All right. So this time we'll just do 2 minutes, okay, for now. One person's going to be in a guard, okay? The other person's got to try and pass the guard and get chest to chest. I've got a little point system for this one as well. Okay. Right. If you succeed in passing the guard chest to chest, you get 5 points. If you manage to sweep or get on top of the person, you get 5 points. Okay. If the person on the bottom manages to keep a guard, so they don't pass, they keep their legs in front of them, they manage to retain. Okay, a pass only counts when you are pinning the person for 4 seconds. Yeah, if it's scrambly, if the guy comes back on top or gets their knees back, it doesn't count. Okay, so you've got to be past the legs, in mount, back, or side, yeah, for 4 seconds. That counts for pass. Anything else, if the person manages to retain the guard for the full 2 minutes and you're not able to pass, you get 30 points. Big numbers, right? You hit that right? Okay. So that's the deal. So sweep, 5 points. Pass, 5 points. If you manage to keep the guard retained for the whole, we'll go for 2 minutes. Yeah. You get 30 points. Okay. Person with the most points gets a handshake from me. Person. I'm not really gonna say that. Oh, that. Oh, yeah. Everyone cool? Okay, so again, with this, try and keep your attention on 3 things, yeah? Center of gravity, momentum, which is what we've been playing with, and alignment. Alignment always comes back to the main thing. It's our foundation for now, yeah, of everything that we're trying to do. Got to get our alignment right before we can start achieving our tasks. Yeah, excellent work. Okay, so it's 2 minutes. Same person for 2 minutes. I'll jump in on this one. Okay, you look really bad, so let's really.
It's been better actually.
So me and Chris will go together. You guys go together. You guys stay together. 2 minutes, same person, and then we'll switch. Okay. Let's give it a go. 1, 2, 3. I just go find that. Did you have any more success, or at a minimum, were you able to feel momentum and feel center of gravity shift?
Yeah.
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 I mean, we achieved something. Because
Yeah.
even if you feel like you weren't able to be successful, as long as you're able to, you have that core of being able to feel when momentum is moving, or when someone is in momentum, or someone's center of gravity is in momentum, and so where you can then align yourself to be able to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
I've definitely got some more ideas now, so I'm going to play with
It's
them.
really that stand up I find really hard.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Working out. Yeah.
Yeah, standing is very difficult, and I think it's mainly because we don't do a lot of it.
Mm.
And also you both have quite high center of gravity when you're standing. When you're one up, one down, the person who's lower,
Yeah.
their center of gravity is great because they are gravity. Okay, so they are below and they can be underneath. Your center of gravity is automatically underneath the person. Right? It might be away. You may have to take up space, but you are below them. But when you're standing, it's equal. So now it's the battle of, can I get under the person? How can I get under the person? In judo, essentially, that's all it is trying to cut your hips under their center of gravity to be able to lift them up and throw. You know, in the sport of judo. I thought you had a question. Sorry. Cool. Okay. We'll do some sparring, and we will go from there. Any questions? No. Grab me if you want to run through anything. If you want to talk about anything jiu-jitsu related.
Yeah.
Don't want to hear problems.
These are problems. I got my own. Everyone good? Okay. Let's play. 1, 2, 3.
you.